Hello, my name is Johnny. Welcome to another awesome collection, classic toys of the 1960s. We're going to look at the Mattel space toy, Man in Space, Major Matt Mason, a rare item for it. If you'd like, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, like, reply, and share. We've got a Matt Mason here to give a scale to what we're looking at. What we're looking at is a framed piece of the wallpaper that they made for Matt Mason. Yes, you could have an entire wall in your room for Matt Mason. And this is, as wallpaper is, it's a repeating design, so it was on a big roll. And this is just one piece that I was able to secure. And I have something neat to say about the wallpaper in a minute. But we'll take a look about this. Of course, it features a lot of Matt Mason and some of his cool gear. I would have loved this as a kid. Never saw it. I have lots of catalogs going back to the 1960s, store catalogs, J.C. Penney, Sears, Alden's, Montgomery Ward, etc. And of course, I never saw that there, so I don't know quite where this would have been sold. And I have something to say about this particular one in a moment, but let's take a look. There's Matt with his jetpack on, and there's a nice close-up of the space station. Plenty of those space stations. They're climbing there. Very cool. There's one inside, the command unit. This looks very much like the toys they sell. There's one of the Matt Masons in the moon suit, holding the little pick rock hammer. He also came with a screwdriver, and they'd attached to the side there. He's in the foreground here. Got a couple of mats in the space crawler. Very nice, and you can see how it picks up the light. The way this is made, that it's a very pale color, and then there's like silver highlights. So it's very cool. Very nice paper. And it's cleaner than it is. This is a cheap plastic frame. I never got a better frame for it. And that needs to be cleaned up from where it's been in the display. And then see how also, besides crawling, this is illustrating, you take the lighted beacon, which had a purple light, and it's got a batteries that goes in there. You can turn this around, and it faces down and lights that up. And you can also click onto the top of the space station and have this crawler as a winch. And there they're showing the light getting lifted up. And this is, of course, moves. Makes a lot of noise when it does, and clunk, clunk, clunks along. And it has different features for pulling. And so up here it can be stationary, and you can have it where it goes up and down and pulls things up. And it also can spin around wildly. If it's got a fresh battery in it, and depending on what this is on, it wiggles a little bit. And then there's a couple of mats on his space sled, and then see there, and then in the background you can see another space station and little star designs and so forth. Very nice, nicely colored. And what I was going to say about that, for people that watch this there's not one kind of Matt Mason wallpaper, but there's two. This is the rare US version, the American version. For some reason, this one's harder to find. The other one has the same design, except the background isn't white like this, it's blue. And so it has a whole different look to it. So you could have like one wall like this, and then another wall like this. These pieces like this, just buying a piece like this, costs somewhere around $200. I've seen someone that has a whole roll of the blue, and they want like $5,000 for it. Yes, that's expensive. But if you're a toy collector and a lot of different things, they do run into 4 digits on some things, especially for Matt Mason on the rarer things. I never got that because A, that's too expensive to buy for that, and you can't display it. It would just be a roll and having it, and I don't have the space where I could ever do a wall of it, and it would be so rare and expensive. I'm sure putting up wallpaper isn't that easy on a first try, and especially if old paper and so forth. So that's it. But they do also sell, somebody else has over time, have the blue one cut and into a similar size piece like that, and I do have that. I'll feature that in a other video sometime, and hopefully I have a bigger space and I could show them side by side. So there's still lots of neat sets to show for Matt Mason, some of the bigger sets, and the collection. There's still very unusual and rare pieces that a lot of folks don't know about, and I have those too. Then there's some store displays and all kinds of neat things for Matt Mason. So more videos will be coming. I do Matt Mason every few weeks, 2, 3, sometimes 4 weeks. I try to not go too much farther than that. So there'll be more Matt Mason to come. And hopefully I can get more of the Color Forms aliens. I've done some videos on them. There's a complimentary toy to this. And then Ideal Zeroids. I found one of the boxes and some of the sets for that. And I need to find the robots still. And I'll be featuring those in a future video too. Alrighty, so that's something unusual, something cool. Something I never knew about until I was a hardcore Matt Mason collector. Matt Mason wallpaper. I'm also a big Adventure Team G.I. Joe fan. If they had that, I've never seen wallpaper for G.I. Joe. That would have been great, no matter what the era. If that would have been the 60s military line, the 70s Adventure Team, or the 1980s Real American Hero, smaller size, it would have been cool. A very interesting piece, something different. All right, until next time, more awesome collection, classic toys of the 1960s. Thank you for watching, my friends.